Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast. It's out there all over. No getting this decision back. They say that it is going to disproportionately affect the brown and the black. The government decided a while ago they made a mistake, and they could right the wrong doing whatever it'd take. So a previous decision that gave women's liberties some contortion has literally been given a fucking abortion. Oh, the fucking irony. The irony is giant. See, they did exactly what they are now saying women can't in our society. And I hope Americans react to the hypocritical decision violently. This is a small step, a little change, no real impact on our women and men until another small change happens again and again. And then we can't have any control over our choices or decisions. We'll get into that later. Trust that this is only the beginning. Tommy fucking Washington, what's been up, man? How are you?
Pat, out of all the intros you've done,
Your least favorite?
Yep. By far. I was thinking about this today because
I've had some real stinkers, Tom.
I was thinking about this earlier today because you're forcing me to talk about this, even before we get into it later. I'm vehemently, or however the fuck you say that word, against it, talking about it. But I will for you and for our fans, Pat. That's the only reason why we will talk about it.
Did you get my text message the other day?
Well, which one?
When you said you didn't want to cover the overturning of Roe v. Wade, did you get my response?
You said, I don't know, man. I was in the middle of doing a lot of things when you texted me that. So there's a good chance I didn't read the whole thing. Let me see what you said.
It was possibly the best text message I've ever sent in my life. It was fucking hysterical. So this is how our conversation went. I said, Roe v. Wade was overturned. We need women for Sunday. And you said, I don't really even want to talk about that, to be honest. And I said, what? You're going to kill this show in its infancy? Which, okay, level 1 right there. I got kill it in its infancy. But my next line, bro, is where the real brilliance comes in. I said, what if I said you couldn't and we have to do a show about it? And you didn't even respond, Tom. We didn't talk again until later that day or later that week. Like, I was devastated. I was like, he's got nothing.
We did talk later that day, but it was not about this and it was not through text message.
Yeah.
Like you said, I was in the middle of a work day. I was busy doing stuff. Maybe we should try that sometime. But neither here nor there. Yeah, so I was thinking about this earlier today because, again, you're forcing me to talk about it. I am, when you really think about it, in the world that we live in right now with all the hashtag Me Too's and everybody cries when they're treated unfairly and all, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like all the whining and crying going on all the time. You know what I mean? I'm very surprised that this happened. That being said, like I told you, and Erica told me to word this in such a way that doesn't make me seem like a complete asshole, but I have no opinion on the matter.
Well, I understand it because it doesn't affect you. You are never planning on having another child.
Also, I mean, there's a lot of things. There are a lot of things that go in. The hypocrisy of the law, like it. There's so many things involved in it, dude, that really don't make a lot of sense to me. Like, you know, Tom McDonald said it best: bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat on Earth isn't. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think a baby that's been conceived gets its heartbeat after like 13 days or something like that. So, little weird there. Also, something that just popped into my head: we are humans. We are the most advanced species, but at the end of the day, we are animals. But there is no other animal on the planet that is allowed to have an abortion, or that has abortions. So why are we the one? Like, who are we to stop the evolution cycle?
Well, I think you nailed it. We're the most sophisticated species. I mean, that's why we can make these decisions.
Well, but also every species on Earth, is, at the end of the day, is here for one reason, and that's to procreate. So, dogs don't have sex because it feels good. Dogs have sex to reproduce. That's why they do it. That should be our only reason for having sex. And if you can't do so safely, you need to bear the consequences for not doing so safely.
Okay, we'll get into it later. I don't want to.
We will get into it later yet. Because some fucking dude, this. Oof. Woo! The hypocrisy, Pat. It's the hypocrisy that bothers me the most.
I agree.
I mean, you started your intro with it. We might as well just talk about it now, so we can get it off my chest.
Okay, go ahead.
I saw a post on Facebook. I'm not going to mention the person that posted it. It is somebody that I know. I don't know them very well, but I know them. And this person was laughing, saying, well, I hope all you men are happy paying that child support for the abortion that your girl can't have now, or whatever the fuck she said. It was to that nature. And I wanted to respond and said, if she decided not to have an abortion, he would still be required to pay child support. It's never been a man's choice to have a child.
Facts.
So that's the hypocrisy. Women, with all the right in the world, are upset that now they're being told that in certain states, which, by the way, so far it's day 3 or 4 of this, no state has made abortions illegal. But that being said, the man still doesn't have a choice, and you're upset because women don't have the choice. You know what I'm saying? It's just hypocrisy all over the place.
Yeah, it goes back to the my body, my choice thing, which my body was half of the production of that baby. So my body, semen, my choice as well. I get what you're saying.
My semen, my choice.
I agree that there's hypocrisy in all of this. Specifically, the government making a decision and then literally changing their minds and undoing their decision. That's what they're saying women can't do. If a woman says, I want to have a baby, conceives a baby, and then says, nope, this guy's not who I thought he was, or I'm not as mature as I thought I was, I'm freaking the fuck out, I don't want to do this. They cannot undo what they've done if states do outlaw this, which now they are able to do because the federal government is not stopping them from doing it. So the federal government made a mistake. They made a bad decision according to them. So they've undone the bad decision. And that bad decision is that women can no longer undo bad decisions. That's insane to me. Like, on a they literally level, did what they're saying you can't do.
On a federal level. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing with all this is that, and people cannot forget this, whether you're for it or against it, whatever, there's another state where we live, the law is not going to change. Actually, in this entire area called New England, the laws will not change. You will be able to have an abortion. So
let me ask you, if the next law that comes into place or gets changed is that you can no longer carry a firearm outside of your home. Again, not a huge change. You can still have a firearm. It can still be registered. You just can't take it outside with you. You can protect your home with it. Are you cool with that as well?
Nope.
Because they're taking the person's choice, the individual's choice. They're over-governing. They're saying this is not what we think you should do with your body.
Well, Pat, that's what
I just don't agree with that.
Well, so what's crazy, right, is that this was in the Supreme Court where it's mostly, we'll call them Republican judges.
Yeah.
They're mostly Republican appointed judges. I don't see this group of judges doing stuff like that. But to be fair, the Democrats are known for more government, less freedom.
Absolutely. So if both sides are doing it, that's really, really bad.
Yeah, I mean,
on top of that, I get what you're saying. I get that this is a mostly Republican government, so they have literally laid the groundwork.
Well, not government; it's mostly Republican.
That's what I meant.
Judges,
Supreme Court.
Yes.
SCOTUS. Yeah, I see this as a stepping stone for them. I really do. I don't know what the next thing would be, but the next thing, the idea of taking our liberties away is basically the one thing that I fear more than anything else. I mean, look at how fucking people reacted when they had to wear a mask, or when they had to, stay inside and fucking get DoorDash instead of going to the grocery store 35,000 at a time. People fucking can't handle over-governing, and this is a very big decision in that direction.
Is it though?
You're giving the states the ability to over-govern now.
Well, but that's the way it's always been. You know, like, federal law only trumps state law if it's something you can't do. No, that's not even true. State law always trumps federal law.
And now state law,
unless it's something you can do. So it's
correct. So previously, if you didn't like your state's policy, you could move to the next state because you can still do that. You agree with that government style.
You can still do that.
This opens the door for all 50 states to outlaw abortion.
Yep.
That's a dangerous game.
There's no way that's going to happen.
I don't think that that's going to happen either. What I do think that's going to happen is that slowly but surely our liberties will be taken away. This is like every fucking movie of the last 100 years, all like the sci-fi movies and everything. We end up being controlled by robots and shit. This type of shit is like the scary part of that movie, is that the government has taken control of the people. This is why the fucking dark side of the Force was bad in fucking Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always about over-governing.
I think you're a little over the top on your opinion, but you're entitled to your opinion, sir. And I respect your opinion. At the same time,
if this took away a personal choice of men and did personally affect you, do you think you would feel differently?
Depends on what it was. I mean, situations are situational. The problem that I'm having is the problem we've been saying all along. You can go to a state where it's legal. That's one. But two, this is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, and mainly because it all comes down to your belief in science, right? That's really what it comes down to. Because
religion, either way, yeah.
Either way, right? And the blue side of the aisle is very big on science until it interrupts their ability to have an abortion. Because science says a baby's heartbeat starts at whatever it is, 11, 12, 13 days, 14 days, something like that. At what point do you consider that a living organism? Right? So that's really what it comes down to for me even. And like I said, I've been back and forth on the abortion thing. I've lived through a situation where, at the time, seemed like the best possible solution. Looking back on it, thank God that didn't happen. You know what I mean? So, and how many, you could throw this either way. How many of those situations turn out to be a situation like mine where you're like, thank God that didn't happen, or vice versa, oof, I wish I never had you. You're a spawn of Satan.
Let me ask you, for real, because you're going to be honest. I know that. There's 10 women that are pregnant, right? All of them have no money. All of them don't know who the dad is. All of them had consensual sex. They made a conscious decision to do something that could cause them to conceive a baby. And now all of them will be a financial drain on the economy for the next 18 years. And they don't want this kid. They have no interest in raising a child, but they're going to have the kid because the government says they have to. Do you feel better about that?
I would feel better that if they put it into foster care or something like that. Because to be honest with you, if we pump more money into the foster care system to raise these kids properly and didn't send all our money to places like the Ukraine, that would be better for us. Right? So there's solutions
that wasn't part of the decision today.
I understand, but there's solutions to your problem. Also, guess what I had when I impregnated Colin's mother? Not a pot to piss in. I was fucking broke. You figure it out. If you're an adult or a regular stand-up human being, you figure it out. Your mother was dirt poor your entire life. She figured it out and made sure that you grew up right.
Now, okay, I totally understand. What were you doing when you got her pregnant? What were you doing for work?
I was working at CVS.
And what were you doing during the day?
Going to school.
Okay, so you were in the middle of a college education.
Yeah, I was
and that college education, did it have any bearing on what you do now?
That's not a fair question, Pat.
Why is that?
Because my college education was a waste of money. But to add to your point, yes, I became a mechanic after I went to school. Mind you, I did 4 years of high school, then took a year and a half of diesel technology. I don't think that my college education has earned me any more money, but I do know that it cost me $60,000 in debt that I also had to pay back while I was raising my child. And I made it all work.
It also had a bearing on what you chose to do. You went, I have this education. I'm going to go to this field and do this thing. If these people are misguided and they don't want a child and they're not going to raise it properly and they're going to, fucking do drugs or drink or fucking roll up the windows and smoke cigarettes in the car, all the crazy shit that bad parents do. Do you want these fucking people to have kids? Or if they're going to dump them off on their grandparents or their fucking aunts and uncles who are also shitheads. Like, I am perfectly fine with you saying I'm going to ruin this child's life and possibly several lives around him because of his bad decisions. I shouldn't have this child. I'm making the mature, responsible decision to not have this child.
I feel like the mature, responsible thing is to have safe sex. Huh?
We're past that. The sex was not safe. We've already passed that.
No, but there's ways to avoid this situation. There are.
It's okay. You know what? That's valid. And a heroin addict can go to CVS and get free needles because that's safe drug use. But does that super help the whole problem or just a little teeny tiny portion of the problem? Even with safe sex, a lot of people are going to get pregnant who didn't want to get pregnant.
No, the chance of you getting pregnant if you're practicing safe sex is like 3%. It's such...
even 3% of this fucking country to have unwanted children.
So
I don't want 1%.
Okay, so you're assuming that 100% of the 3% are going to be shitty parents.
No, I'm talking about the people who will be shitty parents. This is one of many, many examples I can give you. My point is, if you don't want a kid, I don't want you to have a kid.
Well, I can tell you what, Pat, I didn't want to have a kid. Do you still not want me to have a kid? Did I turn out to be...
take the one example that you've given me of somebody who didn't want a kid and the kid turned out well and the parent turned out to love that child. No, I'm not going to use that as my
but I'm
thesis.
but I'm not the only one. There's millions of people out there who were put in a situation where they didn't want to have a kid, had the kid, and ended up being a decent parent.
Okay. So of unwanted children, do you think there are more or less that are not parented well? Because I can think of people who wanted kids and shouldn't have fucking had them.
Well, there you go. That
doesn't even count the ones who didn't want them.
So that's the difference, right? That's the difference. I think there's people out there that want kids that shouldn't have kids that are shitty parents. I bet you there's more of those than the parents, because if you're thoughtful enough to say, I don't want to have kids, you're responsible enough to say, well, this is the situation I'm in. I have to raise this kid. You know what I mean? If you're out there getting pregnant on a whim and you're okay with it, you probably shouldn't have kids. If you're getting pregnant and don't know who the baby daddy is, you probably shouldn't be having kids.
All right. Why don't we do this? Tom, name two more personal rights, personal decisions that you feel Americans should not be allowed to make. Because they can't make the decision to have an abortion. So what are two other things we should have taken away from us?
You should have... that's not true, Pat. What you're saying is not true. They can have abortions. Just certain states, they will not be able to have an abortion.
Okay. So in those states, what other rights should be taken away from them?
I don't know. Give me some example of what rights you think.
I have the right to free speech. I have the right to freedom of protest. I have the right to bear arms. I have the right to a trial by a jury of my peers.
So in certain states, you don't have
free press.
So perfect example. In some states right now, you do not have. You have the right to own a gun. You don't have the right to carry a gun in public. You cannot carry a gun in New York City. You cannot carry a gun in Chicago. Those rights have been taken from those people for years.
Okay, I'm not asking about what laws are currently in place. What two civil liberties should be taken away from America today?
I don't have an example for you, Pat.
I can't think of one either. And I wouldn't have put abortions on the list. I can't think of taking people's rights away.
I'm not saying that I would.
This is moving in the right direction.
But Pat, the argument is you're killing a living being. That's the argument. So if you're going to allow abortion, you borderline have to allow murder. That's the argument. So, and like I said, I'm not for it or against it. I really don't. I have no opinion either way. But what I'm saying is depending on your belief system, that's where we're at. Some people think it's murder.
You previously said that you are for the death penalty, correct?
Well, yeah. It all depends on a crime.
That literally is.
But that's another thing that's state by state.
If you allow abortion, you have to allow murder. Okay, so you're for the death penalty. You should be for abortion.
What's funny, right, is that I bet you the states that end up outlawing abortion have the death penalty.
Speaking of hypocrisy.
Yeah, that'll be pretty funny to see how that plays out.
I can't. You could give me a million different reasons. I can't think of them. But if you gave me a million different reasons why this was a good decision, there's no fucking way that I don't have some kind of like, because that doesn't make any sense.
I'm not on the side of that this was a good decision. I'm also not on the side of this was a bad decision. I'm on the side of I have no opinion on the matter.
I feel like this set women back decades, many decades, actually.
I got to tell you, I think the Me Too movement...
That's the last thing we needed.
I got to tell you, I think the Me Too movement probably is on the back further than this. But again, the whole thing, like, this is the whole thing that bothers me about it, Pat. It's always focused. I'm going through some shit with my kid, right?
Yeah.
So I just wrote a letter to my kid about my life and how I got to where I'm at. Okay? Literally just did it before the show today. And one of my points to him was, nobody ever talks about the dad. Nobody does. Nobody ever talks about the struggle the father had to go through. Nobody talks about the fucking...
the same page on that one.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying this set back women. This set back fucking men.
Hold on. Who the fuck is Jamar Chase is goated? And I wholeheartedly agree with whoever that is.
I'm going to give you one guess of who that is, and you should fucking know who that is.
Is that my brother?
Yeah. Yeah, but Pat, you compare a criminal that has done horrible things and a baby that hasn't been that's a very good point.
One, I don't think that's my brother.
Well, either way, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, bro, so you can see whenever we're live.
But two, I'm not comparing. Oh, he said it's Colin. That's funny. I'm not comparing a criminal and an innocent baby. I'm comparing killing somebody and killing somebody.
Hold on. If my son came out with that all on his own,
that's very impressive.
It is very impressive. I'm kind of proud of him.
But so if we have a justice system that takes care of criminals, don't you feel like that justice system should have a solution other than murder if a bad decision is solved with something other than murder? Speaking of, Tom, Colin knocks a girl up tomorrow. They should be forced to raise that baby?
Yeah.
How old's Colin?
He's 13.
So no abortion there?
No.
She's a year younger. She's 12.
Listen, if Colin's getting his dick wet at 13 years old and knocking a girl, dude, there's a real problem. There's a parenting issue going on there on both sides. But so that's not going to happen.
That's not the question. The question is, should Colin and his 12-year-old girlfriend have and raise that child?
Yeah.
Erica said 49 years of Roe v. Wade, and then they reverse it. Doesn't make sense. Why all of a sudden? I agree, because I think that there is more in store. I think more decisions will be coming. I think more liberties will be taken. And again,
Pat,
the hypocrisy of them saying, we got the decision wrong, we're going to reverse it. It's literally having an abortion with the idea.
Hold on. But to your point, they made a bad decision.
Erica said he can't remember to brush his teeth, and you think he'll remember to feed a child?
No, but with the guidance of good parents, he'll be fine.
What if these are two kids from that foster home you're so fond of?
Pat, you're bringing up a lot of what ifs. What I'm saying is, one, to your point, the hypocrisy and the fact of them having an abortion on Roe v. Wade, it's their choice. Again, it's not
it's their choice.
It's not a, again, the idea that, and listen, it does kind of, like, I see what you're saying as it sets us back as a society.
Again, can we make shirts that say the Supreme Court's decision, the Supreme Court's choice? Like my body, my choice. Erica said there's not enough families to take foster kids as is.
But that's what I'm saying. If we funneled money into shit like that to help with these things and to make sure that we had the right checks and balances in place, listen, I'm not a fan of reproducing as it is. So you're putting me in a hard spot here, Pat. But what I'm trying to explain is that we can't say that they're taking liberties away from us across the board as Americans and this and that. They are not. Certain states will be. If you don't like that state, as said by you, move to another state.
I believe when I made that point, you vehemently disagreed.
If you want an abortion, right? Move or go visit the other state. Because trust me,
you were wholeheartedly against that answer when I gave it.
I don't believe I was. The moving, maybe, but the visiting, not so much. And trust me, the states that allow abortion aren't going to deny you because you're from a different state. They're going to welcome you with open arms because they love killing babies.
So, I understand what you're saying. This isn't changing everything right this second. But when Joe Biden took office, okay, the next day, did gas prices skyrocket?
No.
So then Joe Biden is not responsible for gas prices, right?
No, he's not. There's a war in Ukraine, and Russia raised their prices to us, but we're still buying fuel from the Russians.
Did gas prices skyrocket the day the war in Ukraine started?
That's when they really started to inflate. Yeah. Like
they jumped from $2 to $5 that day.
Well, the war in Ukraine started like 6 months ago. Gas has been slowly going up since then, yeah.
Right. So it was a little teeny tiny baby step, and then it got worse from there. That's what I'm afraid of. Well, I'm afraid of the next baby step and the one after that.
You know what, Pat? I agree with you. And you know what this means? It's time for a revolution.
On this one, I'm on your side. It is time for a revolution. It's time for the women of this country to unite in a wholesome way and to protest and say, not a fucking chance. This is not okay. You do not get to make this call for me.
What's crazy, Pat, is that when this first came out, you argued the other side. Like, it's so weird how.
What do you mean I argued the other side?
You were the one arguing like, oh, if it gets overturned, you just go to another state.
To be fair, I didn't think that shit was really gonna fucking happen, Tom. I was like, that's insane. That'll never happen.
Like I said, I'm shocked.
Play a little devil's advocate.
I am shocked in the world that we live in that this has happened. But at the same time, I have no opinion on the matter. And, we'll just have to wait and see, man. Maybe there will be something that changes that really tickles my fancy, and I feel that we all need to rise up. What I don't think we need are a bunch of... I mean, how do you protest the opposite side? Because people bomb abortion clinics and all that shit, which makes no sense. You're killing more people because they're killing babies. Again, the hypocrisy is mind-boggling. The problem is neither side wants to have an actual... It's funny.
Damn, Eric Straight's talking shit.
It's funny that you don't have an opinion, Tom, but you still have a lot to say. Erica, we're in the media outlet. Of course, I have to say something.
In his defense, the best thing he could have done is take the opposite stance. He knew my standpoint. I told him.
Yeah, again, it is what it is. What really troubles me about the whole thing is there's so, like, I want to say something.
If I went to you a month ago,
I want to say something, Pat, but I'm afraid to say it.
Don't be afraid.
I'm afraid of the backlash.
You're in a safe place.
I don't think I am in a safe place, Pat.
You're not in a safe place, bro.
I feel like everybody wants something to complain about, and this is the new thing to complain about. You know what I mean?
Oof, I wholeheartedly disagree. I agree everybody wants something to complain about. Jesus God, everybody does want something to complain about. Everybody wants a bad guy. Everybody wants somebody to be the fucking villain in their story. But in this particular case, the government is making it very, very easy. I mean, they're wearing literally like the dark cloak and they've got the fucking big ass hat on and they're just like, no more abortions. Fuck you, women.
But Pat, let me ask you.
But not really fuck you, because I don't want to get you pregnant, because you can't kill that
from the science. But like from the science side of it, do you believe a heartbeat is life?
Yeah, I don't think that's open to debate. Absolutely.
So it's okay to murder a fetus, but it's not. I guess
that depends on your definition of murder. Is that murder would be a better question. Do I think that an abortion is murder? No.
But if it's a living being and you're killing it before it's alive, that's murder.
Okay, so euthanizing a sick cat is murder? Euthanizing a sick dog?
But that's not what...
What about taking somebody off of life support?
Very much murder.
Oh, shit.
If it involves
that's the worst thing you said on the show?
Like that's the difference, right? If it's an animal, it's not murder. If it's a being...
What?
Listen, if I go upstairs and shoot that fucking dog Mackie, which is going to happen soon, it's not murder. I killed it, but it's not murder. When you talk about murder, it's about killing the same species. You know, like killing another human. That's murder. You know what I mean? Not killed. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference to me.
Erica said it's life. However, it could not sustain life outside of the mother. That's a good point. So instead of aborting it, why don't we just take it out of the mother and place it on a table? We'll see how it does.
I bet you without question that there is a way to take an embryo and grow it into a baby outside of the womb. I guarantee you.
No, never mind that. I'm saying don't abort the baby. Just take the baby out and set it down. Like, see how it goes. It'll be fine. Don't murder it.
Oh, so, okay. So to Erica's point.
Just put it like in a petri dish.
Hold on. So to Erica's point, these babies that are born premature that they put into incubators and stuff to get them to a livable state without their mother, we should just let them die?
Well, if you wanted to abort it, that would be a good time to do it. I'm just saying. But no, if you want the baby to live, you're going to have to give it some support. Tom, I am currently looking up the definition of murder because I'm curious. So it's the unlawful premeditated killing of one human being by another. So the part that makes it murder, hold on.
Is the unlawful killing.
You're not nearly as on point as you think you are.
It's the unlawful killing.
There you go. The fact that it's unlawful makes it murder. The fact that Roe v. Wade made it lawful means you were no longer murdering babies.
Well, maybe you
are again.
Well, maybe that's where they're upset. Maybe that's where they had to change a heart, where they thought that they made the mistake because they believe that a heartbeat is life and that you can no longer kill a living being.
Okay, I totally agree. Tom, if an intruder breaks into your home carrying a pistol, will you kill that intruder?
100%.
Tom, in 10 years, they outlaw home defense and you go to prison for murder. Are you okay with that?
Pat, there's a very good chance that if that person breaks into my house today, not in 10 years, tonight, they break into my house and I'm on the first floor of my house and I fucking shoot them in the head in my doorway and I'm in the living room, I will go to prison for murder.
Nope. No.
That's 100% the law in Connecticut. That if I shoot them in my house and I had an active way to get out of the house, I will go to prison because I didn't try to leave the house.
Understood. It's very borderline. I get it. It's a very touchy subject. I'm with you. Kind of like abortions were this whole time. So now, you say there was no point of egress from the home. I killed him. I was defending myself, and they say, you're absolutely right. That's a clean shoot. However, 10 years from now, they change the law and say, now you're going to prison for the rest of your life because we've changed how we feel about that situation. So now you're going to be punished for it. Would you be okay with that?
No. No, not at
all. So do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah, that laws can change and things can happen.
Huh? No, I'm saying they cannot take our fucking rights away. If they take our fucking rights away, mayhem is going to ensue. This is so fucking bad for the American person. Erica said there are no guidelines of when abortions can be done as far as time. How many weeks along?
That's...
I think it's 15 weeks.
Depends on
15 weeks under Roe v. Wade.
It was the second trimester and Roe v. Wade. It all... Roe v. Wade had
again,
one.
That probably varied by state.
Yes, exactly. Roe v. Wade had one. I think it was the first trimester, and then depending on your state, it depends. Well, let's say we're getting the definition of the word. If you are able to kill an intruder on your property, and you do, would you call that murder?
That's a great question, Tom. Did you murder that person unlawfully?
In my opinion, like to the letter of the law today?
No. If you have no point of egress and you kill a person, is that murder?
No.
Okay, so if there's no law against abortion and you abort a baby, that's not murder either, right?
Again, it depends on your definition of murder.
The only definition of murder. I'm talking about like the Webster's definition of murder.
The difference is that person was clean killed because it was... No, you're right, Pat. You're right. But now today, that's not... It's murder. Depending on what state you're in.
Well, that is accurate. Okay, no, it is. Now it's murder. Now if you have an abortion, you're killing babies, you're murder.
Fucking murderers everywhere, I tell you.
I think that they should go back 25 years and anybody who's had an abortion should go to fucking jail for murder. That's
no, you can't do that. Truth. You can't do that.
Why not?
You can't go back in time. It was legal as of fucking Thursday.
Hold on. So you're saying going back in time would not be okay?
You can't go back in time and punish people for something that they did when it was legal.
Shit, that seems unfair.
Why
we should take that liberty away from them. Why? Because you're protected by law, right? You're protected by law. They can't do that.
Yes, but Pat, I hate
to tell let's change that law too.
You're just like, I don't think you're protected by law. You were protected by the law at the time.
Yeah, and there's a law in place that says because it was legal then, you can't be punished now.
I don't know if that's a law or a liberty.
C Money the Prince, also known as Jamar Chase is goated, said, I find killing someone no matter the cause is murder. Colin, gun to your head, but you have a gun in your hand. You pull that trigger, let him kill you. Because that don't sound like murder to me, baby.
It's self-defense. I mean,
that is self-defense. And if I saw a 12-year-old who was pregnant, I would defend that fucking parent and baby from each other by offing that baby. By the way, Tom, did you see that my shirt says "Make America Punk Again"?
It's so fucking stupid.
Fucking love it.
Punk sucks.
I think we've done this to death. I don't think we're going to come to an agreement. Though you have sarcastically agreed with me a few times and told me that I was right. I get that you are playing devil's advocate. You really don't have an opinion.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right in what you said.
All right. Apparently, I can't read your sarcasm. I thought you were being sarcastic both times.
I really thought about it, and I said, no, you're right.
I feel. What about like the woman who's like fucking? She just found out she's pregnant when her state changes the law. Like just crazy shit can happen with this.
Most times when states enact a law like that, it gives a date. You know what I mean? Like.
Sure. Well, and there's also like, you could be like, oh, people should have safe sex. So what about the two teenagers who aren't having safe sex? And you're like, oh, well, they should have gotten condoms. They're not mature enough to walk up to the counter and ask for condoms. Trust me, I know this for a fact. It is embarrassing as a teenager to go ask that question, so you don't do it. So because they were too immature to ask for condoms, we should assume that they're mature enough to raise this baby? That seems fucking insane to me, man. Erica said, next, there will be segregation again soon, and then women won't be able to vote. Basically, we are sliding backwards. God damn it, Erica. Why didn't I think of those two? Kudos to you, Erica. The blacks can no longer drink from the white water fountains, and women can no longer fucking vote or work in the workplace.
Well, Pat, I hate to tell you this. I have a feeling that if women weren't allowed to vote, we wouldn't be in the current situation we're in. That's just my opinion. I have no facts to back that up.
Are you saying that you wish women couldn't vote?
That's not what I said. I said if women weren't allowed to vote, we wouldn't be in the current situation we're in. I feel. But here we are. Just remember, people, if you're upset about this decision, you voted the politicians into office that have made these things happen.
Much like the saying goes, the power's at the poll, guys. The power is at the poll.
Coming from a guy who has never voted in his life.
That's not true.
Voted one time in his life.
I've just never voted in a presidential election in my life.
Yeah, smart move.
I will be every presidential election moving forward. That's a fucking promise.
Yeah, I do like that one. Sleepy Joe.
My vote will be wasted every 4 years for the rest of eternity.
I don't know, man. I feel like Connecticut is, while we are very liberal in some sense, I feel like people around, but I felt this last time that people are just getting fed up with
the silent majority.
Yeah, the problem is, and this is, and like, I don't really want to get in the whole thing about voting and all that, but this is a downright fact. They bus people in from the inner cities to the polling places to get extra votes in the inner cities where there's a denser population. And that's what wins the elections, just like every other major state has. When it comes to the presidential election, it's the big cities that win, and everything else around that is usually the different color.
Let's call a spade a spade. If you were a Democrat, would you not do the exact fucking same thing?
I don't know.
Dude, if I'm a Democrat and I know that the inner city is going to win me the election, I'm like, I have all this fucking campaign money. Why don't we bust them to the polls, man? We'll fucking win. That's just good strategy.
Yeah, we need to take a good look at our laws when it comes to voting and stuff like that. You know, like showing up with an ID.
Fucking campaign finance, am I right?
Can you believe that the fact I love when I see this shit when people like when Georgia just changed that like you have to show up with an ID to vote so that they can verify who you are. And people are all upset about that. I don't see how that's an issue. You should have to be able to verify who you are. That's
no, I wholeheartedly agree. You don't need a valid driver's license.
Yeah,
any fucking form of state ID will work.
Yeah, or federal ID. You can show it with a passport.
Yeah, passport, whatever. If you can't find yours, you should probably get one made anyways. Erica said only one woman justice voted to overturn it. The other two women voted to uphold it. There was a fucking female who was on the side of this thing? Holy shit. I should have looked further into this. That bitch is going to be stoned. She's going to be stoned. Oh my God.
It really only depends on what your opinion is.
She's like, nobody's knocking me up. I'm ugly as sin. I don't even know who it is. I guarantee you. She's hideous and nobody likes her.
Eric, give me the name and we'll look her up.
All right. She drinks wine Friday and Saturday night at home alone with one cat and one dog.
I bet you she has like 6 kids. Oh, she's actually pretty good looking.
She's a fucking fox. I take everything I said back. I will eat those words. That actually is probably how she got to where she's at. She was like, okay, when this Roe v. Wade thing happens, I will fucking just take it and fucking vote against what I know is right.
I don't think she's a fox.
Just put me in that position, guys.
Pat, I don't think it's who you think it is.
Is it not? What? Who's the one that, hold on, I'll go look her up. God
right there. Right there. I mean, she's not bad looking.
Oh, yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm thinking of, Tommy.
She's a little out of your age range, but then again, never mind.
Oh, she is. No, she's if I were in the Sahara, I would be hunting cougars. If you catch what I'm throwing,
I do. All right, let's bang out the rest of the show real quick since we did 40 fucking minutes on Roe v. Wade that I didn't want to do.
Alan, get super excited. We're not going to memes yet. We're going to mail time, but when we go to memes, you're going to have a really fun time.
Let's see. All right, so we got 2 videos here that Erica sent.
Wait a second. Why the fuck is Colin commenting on RedTube but not on the show?
I don't know what that is.
What did I say? Did I say RedTube or YouTube?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Colin was fucking answering. Fuck. Colin was in the chat.
All right, we got this video.
In Las Vegas, pretty much everyone on board was sleeping. One woman in the back was woken up in the most disturbing way.
Ma'am.
Fucked.
They almost had to send me to the psych ward about this.
Detroiter Alicia Beverly could not wait to get back, ironically, from Sin City.
I was just getting flued out by my sugar daddy. I had met him on Facebook one
flued
time.
Out.
He DM'd me and he was like, want to be my sugar baby? And I thought it was fake, but me and my sister, we was getting flued out, trying to have a hot girl summer when this occurred.
Monday night, curled up in a back seat next to her sister on board a Delta flight. Alicia was asleep until
I noticed that it started smelling like my auntie house, like, you know, like real pissy and roach infested. I noticed that it started smelling like that, and I was asleep, so it started feeling like I was in a hot jacuzzi, like I was dreaming that I was in a jacuzzi. It felt good, though.
In that sleepy haze, right at eye level, something unexpected.
It felt good, though.
Can we talk about the fact that I'm going to start with the easy one. This woman said it felt good though. So she's into golden showers, which is something her baby or her fucking sugar daddy should know. You can piss in that girl's face because she thinks it's comforting. Let's start there. That's my opener.
Let's not go to her auntie's house.
Yeah, her fucking auntie's house smells like piss and infestation of cockroaches. Okay, first off, that's stale piss. That's old piss. How bad does this person's urine who's pissing on her smell that it smells like old stale piss and cockroach infestation? What the fuck did this dude drink? These guy's balls must smell so fucking bad that the rest of the plane knew what was happening as soon as he pulled out.
It felt good though.
It felt good though. You know, it's like I was in a hot tub.
I was in a jacuzzi. This one's good.
God damn it. Next.
He named and insulted me just for sitting down the seat saying that I came here to celebrate today.
Is there going to be a problem?
I would like for him to change seats with someone.
No, I'm going to get somebody. Well, you don't have that right. So I will get somebody to come and talk.
You pretend you have the moral high ground, but you put that man's finger on the meat of your butt. That man doesn't believe in climate change. Do you believe in gravity? Did you know gravity is just a theory?
Gravity belongs to me.
Right.
But that's a
I beg
We're gonna have to take you off this plane right now. You have to tell me to come quickly. You have to tell me to come.
I paid for this seat and I'm sitting. He is in my space.
She's called for hostilities.
One or two ways like that. I need you to grab your phone.
She has called me names.
So, I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to hear what happened, but a gentleman was sitting down with a Trump shirt on. He's in a window seat. The lady that was speaking through most of that is in the middle seat. She calls over the stewardess to tell her that she wants him to move his seat because he's wearing a Trump shirt, basically. And the stewardess kind of gets a little sassy with her and says, "Well, you don't have that right. Shut the fuck up. Keep it moving." And then she starts to, I don't know, talk shit to the guy about Trump and how he doesn't believe in climate change. And then said, "Do you believe in gravity? Gravity is just a theory." And then another stewardess man walks up and says, basically, "Bitch, get out of your seat. We're leaving." And she wouldn't do it. And she said, "Well, we can do this one or two ways. You can get your shit and leave, and then the video cuts out. I assume he said, "You can get shit and leave, or we're going to drag you off the fucking plane."
This woman was super duper offended by a fucking t-shirt. I'm not even playing. That's a real thing. She was upset by this gentleman's article of clothing. Now, it didn't expose his nipples. His penis wasn't hanging out of his t-shirt. It just had words on it. It was literally, this could not have hurt her if he fucking draped it across her sleeping body. Nothing would have happened. She's afraid she's going to catch Trump. She thinks he has a disease. This woman's dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. People are... Remember what I said earlier, Pat? People just want something to complain about? Well, there you go. There's my point. There's my proof.
I can't disagree with you on that one.
She is... I can't believe...
She's special.
Special. All right, let's get into
Tom,
the memes.
did you do the mail time intro?
No.
That's fucked, man.
If people don't write in, I don't do the mail time intro.
Oh, wait, hold on. You're skipping over the Am I the Asshole from Erica.
Oh, I didn't see that. Where the fuck is that?
It's cool. I'll give you the cliff notes. I could direct you to the article, but I'm going to give you the cliff notes, and they're plenty easy. So a gentleman, I believe he was 38 years old, is married and has a 17-year-old stepson. Okay. It doesn't say if the son is currently 17 or he was 17 when they got married. So the kid's somewhere between 17 and 20. Okay. On Father's Day, his father is a part of his life. So this stepdad is at no point like, oh, this kid's going to call me dad one day or anything like that. They get along, but they don't they're not friends. They're cordial. They live together. It is what it is. For Father's Day, he gets a gift and he thinks, boy, that's out of character. You know, it's sweet, but seems like a setup. The father, previously an alcoholic, has been sober now for years. He had 3 very, very bad years previously in his life due to alcohol. He hasn't touched a drop since. He is sober. And when he opens up his Father's Day gift, it is a flask and a drinking glass. And he looks at the stepson, who's laughing. It's him, his stepson, his wife, and her parents. And he thinks about what he wants to do. He said he just froze. He couldn't even believe it was happening because the kid's fucking laughing. Nobody says anything. So he stands up. He takes the things outside and he throws them in the garbage, and he comes back in. He sits back down and he says, that stuff doesn't belong in my house. At which point the son runs upstairs, pissed off. The wife starts fighting with the husband. Her parents leave because he's caused a scene, and everybody is against him. Tom, is this guy the asshole?
So here's the problem. I get that the kid's laughing, right? So clearly the kid had some ill intentions with it. But maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't. I'm not saying this guy's the asshole. What I would have done was said, thank you. And then afterwards just thrown it away or put it somewhere else and kept it away from me. Like, you know what I mean? So hold on.
Tell you what I would do.
Hold on. The father.
Erica said the wife should have supported him 100%. That to me is a no-brainer. I'm with Eric on that one.
I have a question. The father or the stepfather was alcoholic?
The stepfather.
Oh. See, you said
he was previously an alcoholic, and because he got sober, the stepson alleges that he thought this would be a funny joke. Now, me, of all people, knows any joke is funny if the intent is to be funny. If this kid was trying to be funny, then I think this guy handled it aggressively by throwing that away. What he should have done is said, hey, man, was this your attempt at a joke? Like, were you trying to be funny? And when the stepson was shocked by that and said, of course I was, he should have said, okay, it's not funny because this is a real problem for me. Like, this brings me to bad places. Like, I don't even want to hold this thing. I don't want to see these things. How about, because I totally understand you were trying to be funny, I'm not mad at you, but how about you and I together take this back and return it, and we pick something that maybe you and I can do together for my Father's Day gift? That would have been a more appropriate reaction. Do I think he's an asshole for the way he reacted? No, not at all. It was a little bit aggressive, but I do not think this guy's in the wrong by any stretch.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with exactly what you said. Erica said that The kid made a mockery of the hardest thing stepfather ever did. Not cool. I mean,
I agree. I totally agree. But if he did it because he thought it was funny, then somebody just has to tell him, like, man, that's really not funny.
Yeah, I think we're missing the fact that he's 17 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
17-year-old.
We don't know his intent.
Yeah, we don't know their dynamic, really, from a page story.
Yeah, we get that they're not very close, which A, means he doesn't really know how much the stepfather had to struggle. But B, this may be like the only way he felt like he could connect with the stepdad. Like, I'm gonna get him on this because he used to be a fucking drunk. On the other hand, he cleaned himself up. So now it's funny because he's not struggling with it. He probably didn't realize the stepfather still is. Erica said, if you don't have a good enough relationship to joke around, then it shouldn't happen. The kid had never given a gift for Father's Day before. He knew what he was knew what he was doing. Then the bearded gamer said, it's the return of number 3. Shit, the bearded gamer's in the house.
Woo. Thanks for joining us after all these episodes.
Bearded gamer, you just missed an entire discussion on Roe v. Wade, and then you drop in and say nothing about our current discussion.
Way to show up 55 minutes late for the show. Thanks for coming.
Number 3, 55 minutes late. I like it.
We're about to get out of here.
A stylish entrance.
Oh, and
shit! Unique Unicorn 92 in the house. She says, "Hey, y'all."
So I guess in order to get them to watch the show, you have to go to their kid's birthday party.
Perfect. I'm going back in a week for Money in the Bank, so we're gonna get them on the show next week too. That's awesome.
Or I guess you have to watch Mason's fucking horrible game and gift 11 subs. I don't know.
I love it. I'm even wearing the bearded gamer hat.
Oh, so you must have known that they were going to pop on this show.
No, I didn't. I had no clue. This was a surprise to me as well.
Oh. Hey, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for joining along. All right, let's do memes. We're out of here, huh?
No, we got shit.
Yeah, we got memes that we're out of here, dude.
We got memes. We got badvertising. We got 3-finger news.
We already did 3-finger news.
No, we got a whole nother story, bro.
No, I think the most important part is do these memes, do the bad advertising, then we get the fuck out of here. We're at an hour long.
No, I got a funny name game to play with you. A funny name game. How exciting is that? The funny name game.
I got to tell you, Pat, I'm tired because you were late as usual. And then we had issues.
We started 4 minutes late, you cock.
It was more than 4 minutes late. Meme time.
However, this is the one I promised Colin will be happy about. This is a very attractive young lady modeling on, I'm going to say, OnlyFans. And it says, my dad just subbed to my OnlyFans, tipped me $100. That is how you support your child's business. And the comment underneath it says, he just wants to bump up her business so she'll move out and stop taking pictures of her asshole in his spare bedroom. That could be a sweet man cave instead. It's fucking amazing. This one says, breaking news, tripping kids as they run around restaurants to be made illegal. Oh, to be made legal. I wish that was real. I don't know if it is, but God, kids falling and kids getting hit in the face with sports balls are two of the funniest things in the world. Speaking of, I watched a kid, her father was pitching her, I'm going to say softballs, and she pegged him in the fucking face so hard with a hit. I almost pissed the bed. I was dying.
That bearded gamer said, I love how on the surface, if you don't know Tom, he's just an ass. But honestly, just a nice guy who plays an ass real well.
Oh, taking the piss out of your bitterness.
I don't have
This
any
is
bitterness.
from UberFacts. UberFacts tweeted, being hungry causes serotonin levels to drop, causing a whirlwind of uncontrollable emotions such as anxiety, stress, anger, and sadness. Ladies and gentlemen, the scientific term for this is hanger. We have the definition of hanger.
Thanks, Pat.
This is a sprinkler spraying in all different directions, and it says, okay, guys, any of you ever sneeze while taking a leak? It doesn't go very well. Tom, as I've told you on the podcast before, I've not only sneezed while taking a piss, but I then shit my pants because of the sneeze. This is the best roast me I've ever fucking seen in my life. This is where the people hold up the sign that says roast me, and then they give a little background about themselves and let people have at them. This is a 43-year-old father of 2 girls. His wife died of COVID in March, and he says, do your worst. And somebody says, she had no taste even before COVID. Oh my fucking Tom, you're not even fucking laughing at that.
No, I don't think that's funny.
Oh my god.
I don't see how that's even that funny. Something to joke around about. His wife's dead.
Oh my god. He asked for it, bro. He literally said, roast me.
That's not funny. His wife's dead.
You're not fucking funny.
Or bad advertising.
Back to cheating on your wife is advertised in the media. This is After 6, which is formal wear by, I'm going to say Rudd Fixer in Philadelphia. It says, the next affair you have, make it formal. And it's about wearing formal attire to cheat on your spouse.
I don't think that's what it is, Pat.
What do you mean?
I think like your next affair, like the next thing that you do. Make it formal.
Why is she seductively pulling his bow tie off then?
I don't know. But I think it's all in the way that you perceive it. And I don't like when I first, to be honest with you, the first time I saw this, I was like, I don't think that's what this is.
Right,
I think she's seductively. I think she's seductively taking it off because maybe that's his wife, and she thinks he looks sexy.
Okay. I don't know why affair would be in that word, but okay.
It's double entendre, you see.
Much better ways to word that one.
I like my affairs non-formal. No strings is better.
Who said that?
Who do you think?
I'm going to go with that bearded gamer. This is an advertisement for women who are too skinny. It says, if men, quote, hate the sight of you, read this. And it's a little comic, and it's 2 guys running past a very skinny woman in a one-piece bikini, and it says, let's beat it. Here comes that skinny dame. And then, and then number 2 is an insert bubble. It's the skinny girl reading the paper, and it says, men hate the sight of me. I'm so skinny. I'm going to try ironized yeast. And in the third picture, it's a guy, very buff, holding her by the arm, saying, you're so gorgeous since you've gained weight. It says thousands of skinny girls gain 10 to 20 pounds quick. This is fucking fantastic.
I think this is a great advertisement for this yeast shit.
It is a ironized yeast advertisement. I did not know I'd see one of those ever.
Could you imagine a time where women were too skinny?
And the goal for women was to put weight on.
Yeah, crazy. This is my favorite one.
This is an electricity warning. It says, remember, kids, electricity will kill you. And it's got a guy made of electricity holding a knife and smiling as he's about to stab a child in the chest.
Again, I think this is a great advertisement. It really pushes home the fact of watch out for electricity.
I didn't even realize that his ear is a fucking electrical outlet and his nose is a light bulb.
You're a fucking idiot.
That's fucking great. The next one is for cocaine tooth drops. Instantaneous cure. Price 15 cents. Prepared by Lloyd Manufacturing. For sale by all druggists. I guess that's before pharmacists was a thing.
Again, I
pushing
think
cocaine.
What's again, that? Man, it was probably before they knew. Dude, have you ever put cocaine in your mouth? It numbs the shit out of it.
I plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Okay. I'm just saying. Like, this is a great advertisement for cocaine.
Facts. So we're skipping Three Finger News. Are you sure you don't want to do the name game?
We'll do the game real quick. My teeth are
the bearded gamer said, my teeth are in my nose.
Dad jokes are here. So exciting. Pat, I realize that you're like Erica. When somebody says fart, you just laugh at any time anybody makes some sort of joke.
I appreciate fucking humor, bro. I'm sorry.
I appreciate good humor. That's the difference between you and I.
Yeah, the fucking ice cream. See that? That's good humor right there. Bazinga. Oh, by the way, Tom, look at this. Look at this. Oh, who's still moving their arm after a rousing round of tennis this morning? My prediction was wrong. I feel fucking fantastic. I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. I did realize, though, that there's a point right there. Okay, right there. And when I bring it back down again, my shoulder clicks if I go up there, and it unclicks when I bring it back down. I got to tell you, that hurts like a motherfucker, and I think I should stop raising my hand up that high. Problem solved. No need to go see a doctor.
Pat, if it helps you out with anything, my feet are doing okay, but my knee is currently wrapped in a heat wrap. Also has had this special Cooper Fit knee brace on all day that's infused with methanol.
Is that Cooper Fit or Copper Fit?
Copper Fit. Sorry about that. Mispronounced the word there. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Copper Fit leg brace or wrap on my knee all day. It feels pretty good with the knee brace on, but still, the chair that I am sitting in currently, I have only moved from once today since 11:30 this morning. I refuse to put any weight on it. I am.
It's fucking amazing. The Bearded Gamer said, my prediction is Tom will be Professor X within 2 years, which is, I mean, he's literally talking about not being willing to move out of his chair. That's fucking fantastic. Well, his feet and knee have been messed up for 2 months now.
True story. And I've been to multiple doctors, and none have offered a solution. I started taking cherry extract pills because that's a natural way to fight gout. I'm pretty sure whatever's going on with my knee is not gout. I'm pretty sure that there's... Now, I've been pretty sure about this before, so we're going to ride out the cherry extract thing and see what happens. But I'm pretty sure there's some damage done to my knee somehow. And we'll just have to see how it plays out. And I would say that if it's not better in the next few weeks, I will probably have to make a appointment with some sort of specialist to have a scan done, like an MRI or something on my knee, to see what the fuck's going on with it. Because I gotta tell you, it's excruciating for a lot of reasons. One, I'm unable to sleep in my bed because laying down somehow affects my knee.
Yep.
Mainly because I can't lay on either one of my sides to get comfortable. And I've never been one just to sleep on my back. So that doesn't help. So last night and the night before and tonight, I have been sleeping in the basement in one of those awesome recliners you bought me. I told Erica we should bring one of the recliners up to the bedroom so I can sleep in the bedroom, because I do like sleeping around my wife. But she realizes that she'll have to be the one to lift the chair up there, and said, no, I'm not going to do that. So here I am.
All right. Well, hopefully that starts to fucking feel better.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Like all the way better.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to take it easy. You know what? So it was feeling all right Thursday. Thursday I was feeling okay. And then Friday, I spent the whole day at a new location and literally stood for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Never sat down once. And that is, I think, because Friday night, I played a game of pool. That was rough. And then the problem is, once I, Pat patted the cat. Let's say goodbye to it. Oh, that's nice, because you petted the other cat and it died.
Fucked up.
Yep, pretty much.
This is Littlefoot. This is my favorite cat. Thank you for asking, Tom.
I knew which cat that was.
Did you really?
Yeah, he's on every show. That one or the black one?
Kiki.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, man, I played one game of pool on Friday and then refused to sit down for the longest time because I knew if I sat down, the pain that it takes to get up again once my knee is bent is extremely difficult. So, didn't stay much longer after that. Went home. When I got dinner with Erica, and I went home. So anyway,
where'd you get dinner?
Chick-fil-A.
Nice.
We went with Fuckface. I have a Friday night ritual where I go to dinner every night with every Friday with Fuckface, and Erica came down, so she came with us to have dinner.
All right, Tom, humor me. I have 11 names. All I need you to do is tell me which one's not a real athlete's name.
Let's do it.
All right, Tom, the first name, Ron Tugnut. Second name, Al Albuquerque. Third name, Dong Dong. Fourth name, Dewana Boner. Fifth name, Chubby Johnson. Sixth name, Dick Pole. Seventh name, Rusty Kuntz. Seventh or eighth name, Will Clapp. Dick Trickle. General Booty. D Virgin. That's all of them.
Number 4 is the fake name, Pat.
What was number 4?
Read it off your list. I don't fucking know.
Dewana Boner?
Nope. Maybe it was the one after that.
Dong Dong?
Nope. Oh, no.
Chubby Johnson?
No, Dewana Boner.
No, it's Dewana. Dewann.
Yeah, Dewana Boner.
That is a real name.
Oh.
It's
I just figured
Bonner. I assume it's really pronounced Bonner in your defense.
Here you go, fucking cheating. Yeah.
That bearded gamer said Dick Trickle was a NASCAR legend. Of course, Tom knew that one. He did. The one I made up was Chubby Johnson. It was really hard because some of those names are fucking ridiculous, bro.
I figured Dewana Boner, which you mispronounced, which isn't fair to the game, wasn't a real name because I figured Liz said to you at some point, you want a boner, and you just figured out Dewana Boner.
Interesting. You know that I come up with my names by looking around the room, and knowing that you know that, I originally was going to go with something Thimble because I was sitting in my dining room and I said, nope, that's too obvious. Tom's going to know. So then I looked to the side and I said, what would Tom never think of? And then I looked at something that was literally yours. I can't think of what it was, like a number 9 hat or something. And I went, well, I can't use Chunk in the name, but Chubby, which is close to Chunk, would be Chubby I could do. And I was like, fuck it, Chubby Johnson's funny. I'll do that. I actually considered saying Veiny Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, what the fuck is a Veiny Johnson?
This game was a stinker, Pat.
It was a real Chubby Johnson?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Number 9ers, thanks for coming. Pat, Mason, Carissa, Erica, Colin. I don't think Colin's watching anymore, but Colin.
Everybody.
Thanks for watching along. Thanks for listening. Make sure you go check out that secondarmament.com. Use promo code number 9ers at checkout. Get 10% off your order. Again, a lot of cool stuff coming up with Second Armament, I think. As long as my health and Pat's health stays positive.
Second Armament, where you're basically walking on sunshine and sleeping in the clouds. So cottony fresh.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So comfortable.
It really is. Make sure you're checking out Number 9 Gaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Number 9 Gaming, where Mason has been playing some weird ass fucking world creator game.
Mason, what's the name of the game that you're playing? Minecraft? World Creator? What?
No, it's like a Planet Creator or something like that.
Oh, that's the name of it.
Yeah. He's playing that. He had quite. The reason I gifted Mason a bunch of subs last night is because he had to.
He said, I have to get that I Am Rebel Scum shirt from. Second Armament has a shirt that says I Am Rebel Scum. What the fuck? Let's go. That's a great shirt. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Tom, that's a Star Wars reference.
I know what it is. Thank you.
The game Mason's been playing is Planet Crafter.
Yeah, see? Planet Creative Crafter, same thing. But to my amazement, I was watching him last night while I was playing some games and saw that he had like fucking 10 viewers in there, including me, Carissa, his extra phone. So he had like 7 other people in there. And so I gifted him. I resubscribed and sent him 10 gifts. Make sure you're going to check out him. if you're into video games, I guess. I've been trying to get him to play some of the Cycle, but he don't want to play. So fuck him. Yeah.
Number 9ers, I say good day.